someone else died fighting something that we will eventually face. Good night. I don't like that one. That one actually made my heart leap a little bit. Quantum immortality. Quantum immortality. Quantum immortality. The idea that every time you die, your consciousness shifts to a part of the multiverse where you have survived. That's kind of comforting. If this were a book, I would read it. The next person says, the dark forest theory. The reason why we don't see any evidence of alien life out there is that no one is keen to broadcast themselves with the risk of being detected by more hostile civilizations. This is particularly scary for me because we have been beaming out radio signals into space. Plus, we have a probe out there with a golden disc detailing what we look like and where we are. Somebody commented saying, I loved that short story about receiving a message from outer space, having finally found somebody to hear our radio messages broadcasted in space and being decoded into. Stop sending messages. They'll hear you. Oh my gosh. What short story is that? Oh my goodness, somebody linked the short story. We're gonna read it. It's called Radio Silence, and it's found in the No Sleep Reddit thread. 36,400,000. That is the expected number of intelligent civilizations in our galaxy, according to Drake's famous equation. For the last 78 years, we had been broadcasting everything about us, our radio, our television, our history, our greatest discoveries, to the rest of the galaxy. We had been shouting our existence at the top of our lungs to the rest of the universe, wondering if we were alone. 36 million civilizations, yet in almost a century of listening, we hadn't heard a thing. We were alone. The transmission came on every transcendental multiple of hydrogen's frequency that we were listening to. Transcendental harmonics, things like hydrogen's frequency times pi, don't appear in nature, so I knew it had to be artificial. The signals pulsed on and off very quickly with incredible uniform and amplitudes. My initial reaction was that this was some sort of binary transmission. I measured 1679 pulses in the 1 minute that the transmission was active. After that, the silence resumed. The number didn't make any sense at first. They just seemed to be a random jumble of noise. But the pulses were so perfectly uniform, and on a frequency that was always so silent, they had to come to an artificial source. I looked over the transmission again, and my heart skipped a beat. 1679. That was the exact length of the Arecibo message sent out 40 years ago. I excitedly started arranging the bits in the original 73 by 23 rectangle. I didn't get more than halfway through before my hopes were confirmed. This was the exact same message. Exact same message. The numbers in binary from 1 to 10. The atomic numbers of the elements that make up life. The formulas for DNA nucleotides. Someone had been listening to us and wanted us to know they were there. Then it came to me. This original message was transmitted only 40 years ago. This means that life must be at most 20 light years away. A civilization within talking distance. This would revolutionize every field I have ever worked in. Astrophysics, astrobiology, The signal beeped again. This time it is slow. Deliberate even. It lasts under 5 minutes with a new bit coming in once per second. Though the computers are of course recording it, I start to write them down. 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, isn't sure. The external world and other minds cannot be known and might not exist outside the mind. It's definitely scary to think that you could be the only self-aware thing in the universe. Everybody else you interact with might seem like they are, but you can't prove it. If that were true, you're all alone in this bizarre universe and everything that you thought was real isn't. You know what? As a child, I used to think I was the only person who had a soul and who was actually, like, alive. Because I guess I was a vain child, and it's my world and everybody was living in it type attitude. That's a Virgo for ya. Oops. The next person says, cosmetology can be disturbing. For instance, I recently learned of dead end trips. There are some destinations that you shouldn't try for. It's possible to travel so far away from where you started that the expansion of the universe will exceed the speed. You know what, guys? I read cosmology as cosmetology, and I was wondering as I was reading this why that didn't make sense. Like, I was like, this has nothing to do with hair growing faster and or slower. My bad, guys. A rogue planet entering our system. The planet could go into orbit inside the orbits of the first 3 planets. This would throw off the orbits of all 3. It may also just have a pass through the Oort cloud that results in many of the objects in the Oort cloud being thrown into inner solar system, which could greatly increase the chance of a world-changing asteroid hitting the Earth. The next person says, the Fermi paradox. The idea that we haven't seen any evidence of extraterrestrial life yet we know it is almost impossible for there not to be life out there is very subtly scary to me. What if they just don't want to be found and are perfectly capable of avoiding detection and have just been observing us for a while? The next person says, not so much a theory, but the idea that a large solar storm, if timed correctly, could knock out electrical systems across the planet. There have been some near misses, and the last time it happened was in the pre-electrical age, when nonetheless fried telegram lines. But it is almost certainly just a matter of time before it happens again. A solar game of Russian roulette, if you will. I just want to know if that happens, would it erase my student loan records? The idea of vacuum decay could mean a wave of traveling at the speed of light, completely undetectable, could hit us and change the basic properties of matter, obliterating us instantly. I feel like this thread has taught me how many scenarios there are for us to be obliterated completely, and I don't know how I feel about that. Stephen Hawking believed that humans via nuclear war will destroy the Earth before any astrological event. The theory that fucks me up the most is that even black holes will evaporate. One day the universe won't exist. Due to the expansion of space and the speed of light, or the speed limit of light, there's a theoretical limit preventing us from ever reaching parts of the universe. Even if we started now or traveled at light speed, some stars are completely impossible to reach, and the number of reachable stars is declining fast. Our far descendants will see absolute darkness in the night sky. The next person says, an artificial intelligence that is sufficiently smarter than humanity in general would necessarily become an overlord. We would be helpless to resist because being so much smarter it could easily manipulate us into doing whatever it wanted and of the same DNA with an alien race, but to them, we're the chimpanzees. It's only a 1% difference, but to that alien race, we would be, or they would be, far superior than us. The next person says the egg theory of life. Life was created by a god for only one person. When you die, you keep coming back until you've lived every single human life once. Every single year that's ever existed or will exist until humanity becomes extinct. The reason you're born crying is because you're upset that you're dead, and you can still remember your past life and family, but those memories fade and eventually only become fleeting feelings of deja vu. Once you've been reborn and you've lived every life you're born for a final time as a god/higher being. Somebody commented, the short story The Egg by Andy Weir, W-E-I-R, maybe pronouncing that wrong, sorry, has a great take on this. Additionally, the YouTube channel, I can't pronounce it, so I'm gonna spell it Kurcgesagd, put out an animated version of the short story that's done really well as well. The next person says, my buddy had a mental breakdown in college after a few months of partying too hard and a lot of MDMA. His theory that broke his brain was that technology and electronics are feeding off our body's energy and not electricity, which was exacerbated by the fact that he was on a bunch of MDMA and subsequently ended up in the hospital attached to machines and technology. The way he explained it to me was he could literally see the machine sucking his life force from him. Funny enough, he's now a full stack developer working with some top tech companies in the world. The next person says the idea that there is a reason that humans have developed the uncanny valley, or the fear/discomfort with someone that looks human but misses the mark on acting human. The linked article is a good overview of the uncanny valley, but I think I saw the other part in a tweet somewhere. If beneficial traits are passed on because they ensure a higher rate of survival, what caused a trait of fear of non-human beings looking things? What? I don't want to read this whole article. I'm sorry. The next person says, I think the theory that the Abrahamic God is real is pretty scary. It would mean demons in hell and actual evil are real, and that somehow eternal life would not eventually be its own torture. The next person says that the world ended in 2012 and we are all dreaming now in the afterlife and we're not real. That motherfucker right there is not real. Not necessarily a theory, but the fact that after you die, you just don't exist anymore. You will never experience anything anymore for infinity. Well, as far as we know, in this universe, maybe in the next multiverse. The next person says the idea of clones having the same consciousness. I'll go into more detail if someone wants, but imagine a machine that clones you down to the exact atom and then kills the original you. Now, some would say you died, but that clone is you now, since it has all your memories up until this point. Now consider the difference between nothing happening and being replaced with the exact clone at this exact moment. Physically speaking, there is no difference. This means that you are constantly dying and being replaced with clones. You won't live out any of your future, your clone will. Like Alice in Resident Evil. So many clones, so many clones. Another person said Uncanny Valley is an evolutionary holdover from a time when we needed to be afraid of things that looked human but weren't. all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to send me those stories. I mean it. I mean it. I mean it. I mean it. That means Tuesday's video potentially can be a subscriber's stories video. So send them to me right now to this email, which is also available in the description down below. And don't, of course, forget to like, subscribe,